Okay, so here I am. I am going to use my bare feet today, okay? I invite anybody coming in today to try to not use shoes. That said, some people need to put shoes on. Because of whatever's going on with their feet, they need to have shoes on. So I'm going to turn my chair, excuse me, chair around today, and I'm going to put my hand right here. See, if you turn your chair around so that you just rest your hand, don't grab it, just rest it. That will facilitate us really using our foot. And instead of trying to step up here and like struggle for your balance, I want to emphasize your foot a little more. And so I want to have a chair here, or I could have a counter, or I could have a wall, okay? So see, my foot's on the pillow or the disc, and I want to really open up my toes, all right? I'm going to open up my toes. I want to bring this out here and around. So you see, it's not a straight front to back. I'm going to go here. I'm going to curl my toes in, and then when I come up here, I'm going to pull the toes back. So how am I holding onto this chair? I'm resting my hand right here, okay? So now it's up front, the toes are pulled back. I'm going to go right here, and then I'm going to go here and point my toes. See that? Then I'm going to come to the side, open my toes. Then in the front, I'm going to pull the toes back with a straight leg, in fact. And my supporting leg here is what? Soft. And then I'm going to come back here. So I'm only going to do this 2 or 3 times. Then I'm going to step off. Then I'm going to step up with the other foot. Okay? And you can put this chair a little to the front, however you need to, so that you can move around and still put your hand here. So see my kickstand? See back there? When you put your kickstand back there, that's when you line this up. So you say bent knee, you say rib cage up, little tiny bit of a hip hinge, and look at your foot. So some of you have your foot down and you're in fact pushing hard into your toes. So what I'm going to tell you to do is open your toes on that pad while you have your kickstand down here, okay? Then I'm going to go like a roundhouse, and I might have to move my chair up a bit. So I'm going to come here, and then I'm going to come here. What am I going to do with the toe? I'm going to sink, and I'm going to pull those toes back toward my leg, toward me. I do pull the toes back. Yeah. So you want to feel this muscle right here. It's called the tibialis anterior muscle. You want to pull those toes back. So anybody that's planning on going on hikes, you're going to be doing, you know, hills, walking, or let's just say you've had an ankle issue. This is a really good prep. See here? At the side, I just open my toes. But in the front, I in fact keep this knee bent and I pull this toe back, okay? Hard. Then I come back around, open the toes, and then I point down with a straight leg. Okie dokie. Then I stand right here and I do this. I call this mashing grapes. See this? See, I'm on my little pillow. By the way, y'all, I have several of these at the gym. And yeah, you can purchase them many places. I got these at a specific balance conference, that type of thing. but you can find them on Perform Better. But I have several, so several of you have purchased them from me. I just hand them to you right at the school. Lisa can't do that because she's in Georgia. I mean, Atlanta. Sorry. I'm sorry, Alabama. I'm fixing them up. Do you see what I'm doing? Yeah, don't stop. See, look where you're going. Because if you float too far forward or too far to the edge anywhere, you're going to like lose your balance. See this? So this is smashing grapes. See this? So you're engaging right here. You're dropping your shoulders. You're limiting your motion right here. It's all here. So see, my little knees are just coming up like a little piston. And I keep this pretty still, okay? Keep this pretty still. Keep your shoulders down and keep doing this little plant, okay? The whole foot actually goes down and up. See that? Take a big deep breath. Yeah, this is Mobility Wednesday. And if you're on a pillow or if you're on a disc like this, wow, this is excellent work for your foot, okay? You don't do it super fast. You don't do it hard, but you do it continually. See, it's just a little tiny bit of a knee lift. That's the key here. So you keep your hips and all through here pretty still, but this is working. See that? Working, 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 working. Your tummy's tight, right? Look, just glance down. See how I just glanced down? I dropped my chin and I glanced down and you're engaged right through here. See, I'm not coming up very much. Take a big breath. Take a big breath. Just glance. Are you staying right in the middle? Yeah, stay real still here. Bring those knees up so the whole foot comes up, okay? And it's pressing down just like that. Keep your tummy tight. Stay with me. You're doing really good. Just hang out here with me for just a little bit. Here's the point, y'all. This kind of repetitive, gentle motion has a lot of value, okay? For people with joints replaced, a lot of times, you know, we just really have to really go gentle, a little bit easy. This kind of a thing, if you've stayed with me now, do you see how I'm not wobbling? Do you see how I'm just staying real still through here, real still? And it's this. See my knees? They're coming up just about 2 inches, if even. But it's continual and it's on this pad. When you're doing something like this on this pad, it really protects your foot and you can do some real hip, leg, foot work, okay? So now I'm going to quiet it down. I'm going to go heel and come back. Take a breath. Before you put your heel down, you have to push your hips back, okay? So I hope you heard me on that. Okay, hips go back. Rib cage goes up, tuck my chin. Now I'm going to shift and I'm going to put my heel down. And I'm going to try to maintain and pull it back, okay? Hips back, heel, and back up, okay? Hips back, tighten tummy. Okay, now shift. Now put that heel down. So here's my goal. In this move, when you put this heel down, you're going to increase your bend in your knee and you're going to push your hip back a little more. And you have to be shifted into the weight-bearing leg, okay? My goal is for you to do this very smoothly, okay? Now here's what you're going to notice. You're going to notice, for me, this side is a real sticking point for me. Because in fact, all the muscles work a little differently because this is my hip replaced side. Now I think about people like Chrissy with both hips replaced. You must put your hand lightly on a chair. That's the trick. Remember I told you the reason I wanted your hand here is because I wanted to focus on your feet, your positioning, and I didn't want you to worry about your balance. That's why. So some of you are thinking, oh, you know, I can do this with no hands and all that. That's fine if you can do that. But I can tell you that when I go to this side, push my butt back, I have to systematically talk myself through every single move. Or, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to overlean, which I've gone over that before. Okay? So here's my hand. I'm not grabbing it. I am shifting. See, you can shift. You can shift from one side to the other, but now I'm going to push my butt back, keep my tummy tight, put my heel down, and I can tell you the fact that I have my hand here on this chair and I go down on this side right here like this, I'm using muscles all around here and all around here that I wouldn't normally do because I'm relying on the stronger muscles. Okay? This side is much smoother for me. I have to really think this side through. So if you have your hand here and you have a tricky side, like I do, see, this is my knee replace side. It doesn't give me any problems. The hip affords a ton of stability. And when you have a bionic hip, it ain't the same. Anybody that's had their hips replaced or knees replaced, wow. The pain's not there like it was, but it don't work the same. And you have to purposefully train those weaker muscles. So now I'm going to do some repeats. Okay, now we've done one and then the other, one and then the other, one and then the other, right? Drop your shoulders, number one. If you have your hand on a chair, don't over press on it, okay? Just use it to keep you from wobbling. Now here's my sticky side. I'm going to push my butt back, keep my shoulders down. I'm going to increase the spin. I'm tapping my heel, okay? And I'm going to go down and up. And here's the deal. On my sticky side, my delicate side, I'm going to try not to overuse this hand and this shoulder. Those of you who are doing this with me, you have figured out that on your sticky side, and I'm doing a repeat right now. See, I'm going to try to get up to 10, maybe 12 repetitions right here. So what do? I lower my center of gravity by pushing my butt back, keep my knee soft. So it's just a press, just like that, tight tummy. Yes. Keep your shoulder down. Try not to overuse your hand here. Try to, and how do you say, you go, well, I just press harder. You know what you do? You put 2 fingers. If you put 2 fingers, you won't use it as much, and it'll force you into using these muscles more. Okay, but it'll keep you from doing the wobble. See that? So here's the deal. 1 or 2 fingers. Okay, you talked me into it. Marilyn, you can use 3 fingers. Big breath. So I can tell you whenever that I don't overuse my hand and I do this repeated press to put my heel down for this side, I can start feeling in some of those muscles that are weaker. Okay, bring that back. Okay, so do this just to kind of loosen up a little bit because that's a lot of effort on that side. Okay, so why am I doing this on Mobility Wednesday? You're saying, you know, we're loading today. You're right. But what I'm trying to get the point to is if you have persistent, more weakened muscles around your joints, especially the ones that are replaced, you have to keep working on that if you want to maintain good mobility. That's the point. So I'm trying to step back and take the time to really help our spine as well as our core, and then our legs and our feet at the same time. So now I'm going to shift. So now I'm going to go into my more strong leg, even though this is my knee replacement side. I'm going to not use my hand if I can help it, or 1 or 2 fingers. Put the heel down. See that? See that? So I push the hip back. So you want to push the hip back, and you want to press into pretty much your whole foot. It might be a little more on the heel, but not a lot. So this is my more, my easier side, because in fact, I have an intact hip on this side. Since the age of 21, when I injured, well, 20, it was about 20, I was about 20. When I injured my knee, this was always my weak leg. So this kind of move, this is excellent for people that have knee issues and they want to keep their muscles strong around their knee, around their hip, around their ankle and their foot. See what I'm doing? So I can tell you, when you step back and you assist yourself to not wobble, and you really hit those muscles that are around your hip and your knee especially, you're going to feel it, okay? Like, for instance, I've got maybe, I got 3 more maybe, because it's really pushing. Take a breath. Take a breath. 1 more. Just 1 more. Ah! Okay. Ooh. Nice. Okay. I'm going to step off my little pad. I'm going to push it up. Here's my chair. So here's the one move that I would encourage anybody that has delicate backs. Let's say you've gotten the diagnosis of spinal stenosis. Many of you have heard of that, right? It's just like a closing down of your pathways in your spinal column because of degeneration, osteoporosis, osteoarthritis, whatever. It's a management issue. And if you know people like that, they need to tune into this class, because I'm right there with everybody, okay? But you can manage it. So do you see what I'm doing right now while I'm setting all this up? My hands are here. I'm stepping shoulder width. I'm not going to necessarily pull my tummy in tight. I'm not going to squeeze my butt. What I am going to do is push my hip bones, my iliac crest, right here, toward the chair. So I'm taking the time to do this before I go on to the other moves. Now, what you might want to do is bend your knee a little bit, both knees. So don't tighten in, don't tighten in. Push the hips forward and just drop your chin. And then what you want to do is hang out there. So you want to pull your hands back, thumbs back, drop your shoulders, and really just hang out there for a couple seconds. Okay? Just take a breath, exhale, keep the thumbs out, keep your shoulders down. Your knees are soft. This is really pushing. And many of us have one side that gets really tight right back here. Okay? So it could be this side, it could be this side. Everybody's different. My side is this side because that's my hip replacement side. Okay, so now I'm going to bend my knees, put my hands here, and pull out of that move. See that? Excellent move. Then I'm going to turn this chair right around, okay? So this is Mobility Wednesdays, and I use the pad to, in fact, achieve a safe, no pain load on the foot, okay? So here's the deal. I got my foot right in the middle. I'm going to go like this, okay? This is kind of our split stance, little pendulum move. See this? See? Yeah? Now, let me explain. We're going to go into this foot, okay? I want you to open your toes really wide And I want you to press down on the whole foot. That means all four corners. The back heel part, the front, okay? I want my knee soft, right? And I've got my kickstand right back here. See that? And it's actually helping me to get a stretch in my little toes, okay? My little toes, see? So I'm pushing, I'm bent-kneed, my whole foot is splayed out. And then when I start to do the motion right here from my shoulder, not my elbow, it's just a gentle swing. See that? You should notice that you're feeling quite a load through your foot. Keep the pressure on all four corners. Don't go more into the toe. Don't go more into the heels. Try to keep a solid pressure. Now, I can do that with this kickstand down. But if I bring the kickstand up, wow! Okay, you have to be really careful about your arm swing. Because with the kickstand here, see, you can go like this, no problem, right? No problem, okay? Try to maintain that and bring the foot up. It's going to be a problem. So I'm just saying this motion adds a lot of complexity for not only your foot should be open wide, and you should be on all four corners, 1, 2, 3, 4. But you're going to feel it all the way up the chain. So you go like this, try to bring that toe up, and try to swing those arms. And every time you start to notice that you're gripping with your toes, don't do it. Open your toes. You'll have to step off and then come back, reposition, and then sneak your toe up and back and do this very gentle arm swing. See how I'm doing it? Yeah? Keep your foot all four corners if you can. And so you want to work at this 1 to 3 minutes. You want to try to do this kind of a little task. 1 to 3 minutes, and just keep bringing your foot back. Don't let your toes cram up and grip. Open them, make your whole foot. You're going to feel it here. You're going to feel it here. You're going to feel it all through here. Okay? A couple more seconds. Try not to bend at the elbow. Try to swing from the shoulder. Try to keep that toe off the ground. Take a big breath. Take a big breath. Yeah, do that, all that proprioceptive stuff. It's going to be working overtime on this move. Okay, now step off. If you did that right, this right here is heating up. It's heating up all through here. Okay, that's a good thing. Okay, other foot. So this is my challenge side. My guess is when I go to pull my toe from my kickstand, this one right here, my guess is it's going to be much harder for me. So we'll see. Okay, first off, drop your shoulders. Tighten your tummy. Little tiny hip hinge. Little tiny knee bend. Now, even in the time that it took for me to say just that, you started scrunching your toes in. Okay? How do I know that? Because I know that. Because I do it. So you want to keep your toe wide open. Okay? So today, mobility, Wednesday, it's all about the feet. Okay? And again, if I don't want to overlean, I have my trusty little kitchen chair. It's a nice heavy-duty chair. I'm going to press down on it because I don't want to overlean. And in order to stay up here and do this move, if I want to bring the toe up, I will guarantee you I'm going to go like this because, see, I'm using all my bigger, stronger muscles, and I'm not using those weaker muscles around that hip and around that knee. So I hope this is making sense to a lot of you. Some of you are going, oh, man, she nailed it. She talking about me. I know it because I am you. I got a hip replaced and a knee replaced. I understand it. Okay. Knee is soft. Rib cage is up. My kickstand's here. My toes are open. All four corners of my foot. Then I'm going to do one arm because I can't do two. Because if I do two, I'm going to overlean. And I don't want you to overlean. I want you to really open that foot up. And all those muscles that are connected to using your foot in this manner, I can tell you, you will overlean because this is my delicate side. This is the side that I always go to the stronger muscles. Because it's why? Because it's easier. So I'm just pointing this fact out. And then we start kicking up other problems when we're not using the proper mechanics and the proper posture. So my knee is soft in review. My shoulders are down. My hip is hinged. I'm opening that foot out. And I'm doing this little bit of a pendulum swing. Now, if you can do them both, God bless you. Do it. But if I do it, see, if I go like this, the minute I do that, I start to overlean. Okay? And I'm trying to get those muscles working. So I'm going to use very little hand here, but I'm going to use the weaker muscles. So I'm using my 2 fingers. I'm doing the swing, and I might even do it like that to give me even more to work on while I have my hand on my stability chair. That makes sense? I'm hoping, okay, I can tell you I'm feeling those muscles. Okay, keep your hip hinged, keep your rib cage up. Yeah, open those toes. So you're on your heels and your front of your foot, all 4 corners. That's what I mean by saying all 4 corners. Okay, take a big breath, hang on. I just got about 10 more seconds. Just hang in with me. Keep the knee soft. Breath. Open those toes. Breath. Stay upright. Try not to overlean it. And step down. And step down. Nice. Okay, I'll move my little pila out, my little disc. I'm going to turn this way. Katie, come here. And I'm going to turn this way. Yeah. Keep your tummy tight. Okay. Keep your tummy tight. See, she didn't bring any. This is Katie, everybody. This is on my YouTube channel too. Do you remember Katie? She grew up. She came to Michigan from Kansas, and she didn't even bring any heavy pants, so she had to use her pajamas to be outside and work.
I thought it was gonna be warmer.
Anyway, she'll be working out with me one of these days, but she's working outside right now.
Hey, I did my 2-minute plank this morning.
2-minute plank. Better. Push-ups. Okay. Hands on the chair. Thanks, Katie. She's reworking my little flower beds. Okay, here we go. Shoulder width. You ready? Hips forward. Don't tighten. Don't tighten your tummy. Don't tighten your butt. Push your hip bones out while you tuck your chin. Press, push, press, push, press, push. So you're on all 4 corners of your foot again. Okay? Take a breath. So you want to hang it. Somebody will ask me, well, how long do I stay here? This move, if you really want to give your back a break, no pun intended, or maybe pun intended. This is a gentle hyperextension, okay? Carefully done. Your knees are soft. If you could do this every day from 1 to about 3 minutes, it will help you tremendously to open up those back pathways, whether it be your vertebrae, your muscles on either side. It gives it a re-stretching, so to speak. Then you bend your knees and you come out of it, okay? Once you've come out of it, then we're going to follow it with a transverse move. So we're going to go here with a pivot. We worked on that the other day. I'm on the ball of my foot. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to go as far over here as I can. I'm going to keep my shoulder down. Then I'm going to come back, just like you're opening a door. See that? Stepping wide. I'm going to go all the way the other way. And I'm going to point as far as I can the other side. Drop your shoulder. Drop your shoulder, drop your shoulder, drop your shoulder. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath. And then open back, open back, open back, open back. Nice. Now I'm going to turn my chair around. Okay. Now, there's many of us that have feet issues that we really don't go up onto our toes or anything like that anymore. So I'm going to use the pillow or the pad, and I'm going to go up and then back, okay, on my foot. But here's the deal. If I had somebody that had really problems with their feet, I might have them do this sitting. That would be perfectly fine. I'm going to stand. So I'm going to make it more functional because that's our goal, is to get to where we can stand more, okay? So I'm going to come right here, and I'm going to put my hands on the chair, and I'm going to go into my toes, and then I'm going to go into my heels. And I'm going to try to pull those toes up and push into the heels. Then I'm going to rotate and come and lift the heels. Then I'm going to go back and lift the feet. So I'm going to be only on my heels, and I'm lifting the feet. Then I'm going to go back, bend my knees, come into my mid feet. Then I'm going to bring my mid feet up and go into my heels. Okay? Now, after I've done that a couple times, I'm going to put one foot in the middle. I'm going to point, flex. I'm going to point, flex. I'm going to point and flex. And now the foot that's on the pad needs to be pretty much on all four corners. Okay? Your knee is soft. You're pointing and flexing, and you're pointing and you're flexing, and you're pointing and you're flexing, and then you're going to go around. You're going to do ankle circles. Now here's the thing. On this one, many of you want to get it done. And so you know what you do? You go real fast, and you don't do a complete circle. Okay? This knee that you're holding on is soft. It's just a little bit bent. My elbows are bent. So I'm putting a little pressure on my upper body, not a lot. But you see these repeated circles that I'm doing with my foot? I'm pointing, then I'm bringing it back down, pointing, bringing it back to a flexion, pointing, flexion, extension, flexion. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. Now, point, flex, bring that leg up, point, flex, point, flex. Now tighten in your butt and go up and go up and go up. So it's a very smooth contraction where you're trying to get that heel as high as you feel you can, but no jerking, no jerking. Elbows are soft. Elbows are very, very soft. Breath, breath, and breath. And bring it back in. And step wide. And push back. And reach to the back of the chair. So now I'm on all four corners of my feet. I'm not pushing on my heels more than my toes. Then I'm stretching through my whole core, my whole lats. Now I'm going to stay in this position. I'm going to change feet. Okay? I'm going to put that leg back. Okay? And it's going to be a point and a flex. So those of you that might have hip or back issues, this is especially a movement that is trying to help facilitate stronger back muscles without hurting the vertebrae or any of the surrounding tissues that might have osteoarthritis in them. So my knee is soft. I have gentle pressure on my upper body. My elbows are soft. I'm doing pointing, flexing. If you are a person that has delicate back, keep your leg lower. That's perfectly fine. If you want more work, bring that sucker up, okay? So it's up to you. But if you choose, I don't care which position you choose, make sure that you're staying on all four corners of your supporting foot because it's giving it a great gentle load. Make sure that you're not scrunching your toes. They need to be open, okay? So I'm pointing and flexing, and then I'm going to go round and around. And again, you get to choose if you want a higher leg position or you want to ease up and go to a lower leg position, okay? You get to choose that, but I want to do a full circular motion with my foot, okay? I'm pointing, I'm coming around, I'm coming way down, I'm going way out, I'm trying to keep it as high as I can, and I'm really going at a medium to slow pace. I don't want to speed up those circles, okay? I got like 2 or 3 more. Hang with me. Hang with me, hang with me. Breath, 1 more. And then bring that leg in and bring it down, okay? Push back into the heels and push your hands to the back of the chair and push back into the heels. It's a push-pull. And then when you're ready to come in and up, then step off of that little pad and move it away, okay? Take a big breath. How you doing? You should have felt that right through here. So that move that I just did, I did it on the pillow or the pad, the little disc. It's a takeoff of what's called a quadruped, which is typically shown on your knees, okay? Now we didn't do the full quadruped, so we'll do a chair one first, and then I'm going to go down and show you the one on the floor. Because some of you, in fact, have been diagnosed with spinal stenosis. It generally happens with degeneration of the spine for whatever reason. And your whole goal is to manage your strength in your back without hurting. So if you use a chair and you put your leg out, like we just did, but then you take the opposite hand and put it out, keep your chin tucked, and don't rest your hand like you want to on the chair, but you're holding it right there. And then you just come down and you bring it up, and you come down and you bring it up, and you come down and you bring it up. Number one, it makes you put great positive pressure on your foot that's holding you. But see this move? When I come down and I come back up, I have to maintain a neutral spine, okay? So my tummy's tight, and my elbow is just a little tiny bit soft so that you don't hurt your joint there, your shoulder. And you try to get 10, maybe 15. Yeah, eventually you would like to do 30. Okay, 3 sets of 10. Let's do 1 more. Okay, and then let's step, come back up, turn your hands out. Don't forget which hand was going up and which leg was going up. Oh, it's a beautiful day. Beautiful day. Take a big breath. Thumbs are back. Okay, we're going to go down and finish the other side. I'm doing this from the chair. We're going to do the third set. So I did the modified one to begin with the leg circles, holding on. Then we did this one from the chair, which this is modified. Now let's do the other side. Then we'll do this third set on the floor. Okay. So before I put this hand up, now I'm going to put this hand up, but not until I get my leg up. So I'm going to be right here. I'm going to put my leg out and back, my opposite one. Bring it up as far as I feel I want to. Okay. And then I'm going to put the opposite hand right out there. Now you can just hang on and hang out there, or you can bring it back in and bring it back up. So you're going to go down and up. Try not to bend the knee. Down and back up. Okay? Now if you have a delicate shoulder, you just do this. See this? See how I'm just bringing this up like this? Yeah? That should work. Okay? But if you can, keep your elbows soft and just come up. Hold it for a second, come back down. So it's an up, hold for a second, come back down. Breath, and you're pushing out there. Yeah, you can point and flex your toe if you want. Perfectly fine. Take a breath. Hang on, hang with me. Okay, we just got about 3 or 4 more. Take a breath, keep your elbows soft. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath. And bring it back down and bring it back in. Okay? Push back into the heels and come back up. Shake out. Nice. All right. Okay. So today's about the feet. So we're doing some other things connected to foot motion. But I want you to use your pad as much as possible. Now, I didn't use it on the other one, mostly because I forgot to put it over here. Okay? So I'm going to come right here. All right? I'm going to take a big breath, drop my shoulders. Now, here's my question. When I say take a big breath, many of us, me included, go like this. Right? So what I'm saying is pay attention. If you take a big breath and you're lifting your shoulders, you're kind of breathing off the top of your lungs. You're not really doing diaphragmatic breathing. So your goal is to get a deeper breath. How do you do that? By controlling your diaphragm. So when you say breath, inhale, you push your tummy out. Then you say exhale. So this is a very good thing to do while you're barefooted on a pad. You breathe in, you come up, you blow out, you rock back. See, it's a rocking and rolling, and you're working on your breathing. Okay, that said, so I just want you to pay attention, because many of us, when we take a breath, we bring our shoulders up, and we really want to use our diaphragm. Okay, so I'm going to shift. Okay, I'm going to bring a toe back like this. I'm going to point it down, then I'm going to pull, and then I'm going to curl. Okay, once I've curled, I want to do a point, flex, and then I want to squeeze the heel in just a little bit. Now here's my caution. When you squeeze that heel in, if you go too much, your hamstrings back here are going to grab you. So you want to not go that far because it doesn't feel good. It's okay. It's not going to, hurt you really. It's just going to feel really cramped. That's what it's going to feel like. So let's try it a few times and then we'll come back to it. Now, I have some people that have injured their hamstrings considerably. This is one of the ones that's going to get it being able to move better. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the other one. So see, I'm tapping off of the pillow. See that? I'm going to try to stay level with my shoulders and my hip. and I'm going to curl with my knee back in a back position. But here's the deal, y'all. Don't do this excessive leaning. See, that's called a cheater move. I won't name names. Shoulders down. I don't know why Nancy came to mind. I don't know why that is. You wouldn't cheat on this, would you, Nancy? Okay, here we go. Right here. Okay. Here we go. See the curl? See the curl? Okay, don't lean. Bring it right here. Point. Flex again. I'm on all my four corners of my foot. Don't go to the outside edges of your foot. Keep it grounded right down. You're pointing and flexing. Now I'm going to squeeze it. Bring that heel in. Bring it in. Try not to lean too much. Okay, bring it in. And then bring it back down. So you don't do a lot of these, maybe two. All right. So here I'm going to shift. Excuse me. Lots of pollen out here these days. Okay, shift. The foot comes off the pillow. See that? Point, flex. Yeah? Don't lean in. How do you not do that? You say rib cage up. Well, this toe is down here. You say rib cage up. Push down on the chair gently. Okay? Here we go. Pull the heel. Pull the heel, pull the heel, pull the heel. Keep your knee down. Okay? Headed down. All right? Pull it in there. Point, flex, point, flex, point, flex. Now pull that heel in with it back. And then bring it back and bring it down. So if you had leg weights with this one, you would feel it. Okay? And if you're recovering from a hamstring pull, I would suggest don't use leg weights yet. Okay, shift. Last one. Here we go. See, it's off the pillow. See how my knee is behind the support leg? Okay, press down. Don't lean forward. Say rib cage up. Here we go. Heel comes in. Really in there. And then you go point, flex, point, flex, point, flex. Say rib cage up. Rib cage up. Keep your chin tucked. Point, flex. Keep that heel in. Okay, now really crank it in there. Crank that heel in. Crank it in. Crank it in. And then release and come back down. Okay? Now, that whole thing you think was for your feet and your hips, it's actually really, this is one of the primary ways that it works right here. That's why I want you to keep your foot from turning, going excessively to the outside. I want you to keep it flat down. Flat down, flat down, flat down. Okay, we're going to do two more really good moves for your foot, but also for your back. So a lot of stuff on Mobility Wednesdays is for backs, okay? And I try to give you a little rest because I don't want Kathy to crab at me about not giving her rest. See, I'm giving you rest. See that? I just want to be a notation. See, my dogs are resting. They're very rested. Okay, now, the reason I had you sit down is because, in fact, I want you to do what's called a dome with your foot, okay? Now, I don't know if you can see that. You should be able to see it right there. See how I'm doming? And so I have a really hard time to dome this foot for me because this is the foot I got all operated on because I have some foot abnormalities because I have my Granny Lanning's feet. Okay. Now I'm going to dome the other one. See, I'm going to put it right here. Now you may say, well, that's not a big deal. Well, when you're standing, it's a big deal to dome and to put pressure into that. So I'm going to put a little pressure while I'm doming my foot. But if you have plantar fasciitis, don't do this one standing. Not yet. See? I'm going to dome it. See that? And then I open it out. Now, don't be surprised when you dome your foot, if you pull it in too tight, it might cramp, okay? It might feel a little cramp under here. Don't get panicky. Just carefully bring the feet out and let it stretch the other way. So dome, okay? You try to make that dome on the instep of the foot, and then you press it back out. See that? So I'm doing it seated. And one of the best ways I know to accomplish this is simply to get a tea towel. Just get a tea towel, put it on the floor, and what you're trying to do is scrunch it up with your toes. See how I'm trying to grab it and scrunch it? Well, every time you grab it and then you scrunch it, you're doming. That's what you're doing, okay? It's a very good thing for your feet. Excellent, okay? And you grab it with your toes and you pull it in and you wad it up into a little ball, and then you spread it out and you do it again, okay? So I'll spread it out. So you can either sit here and do the doming as I showed you, or you can try to make your toes, and this one's very hard for me to do, grab and get to where they're functionally pulling the tea towel in. And you just keep working at it. And boy, mine on this side doesn't work very good, but I'm doming. Every time I try to do it, see, I'm doming my foot. It's very good to do this kind of a thing. I think of people that are on their feet all day, and I'm thinking of my dancers. This kind of a thing is very good for your feet. Okay, so I wanted to put this here in this part of the program because I'm getting you down into the floor, all right? So I'm going to use the little pad, and I'm going to go from my chair right here. See, I can just put my knee right there on the pad. So if you're using a pad, it should be right there in front of you, okay? Then I put the other one right here, all right? And here's my chair, and my knees are on the pad. Boy, does that make it easy to move, because if you've had your knee replaced or you have knee issues, having a pad under your knees right now, very helpful. Okay, so here we are. Now I told you we were going to do the last quadruped on the floor. So I hope I got you down into the floor, and I know some of you have a really hard time with it. And if you are one that doesn't want to get on the floor, don't just turn the thing off and quit. You do it from the chair again, like we did before. Okay, so I'm going to put my toe back. I'm going to lift it to hip level. I'm not going to go higher than that, just to hip. See that? Now, this is a great time to do point flex and circle. While I'm holding that, I'm going to bring my hand, my opposite hand up. And I'm not going to do this with my chin. I'm not going to do this. See, keep your neck neutral. So right here, point flex. Bring your hand up, hold it there, take a breath. Point flex, circle, point flex, circle, point flex, circle, point flex. Bring your hand down, bring your knee down. Press your hips back, but curl your toes under this time. See, it's going to push them into a more flexed position. So you want to push back, you want your toes flexed. I'm not putting pressure in them. And then I'm going to go down and curl and then back and press back. Okay, ready? Here we go. Other leg. It goes back. Your arm is soft at the elbow. Chin is tucked. My hand is just bent a little, reaching out. My leg comes up straight from my hip, and I'm holding. Tight tummy. Keep your chin neutral. Your neck neutral by tucking your chin. Take a breath. Keep that heel up. Breath. Elbow is soft. 3 more seconds. Here we go. Hang on. And come back in. Come back in, come back in. Come back in, come back in. Take a big breath. Woo! That, my little slugs out there, was a quadruped. Okay? Now, if it's very hard for you to get up without a chair, of course, use a chair. Just pull the thing over right here. Put your foot down, lean in, and help yourself up. That's fine. However, if you're out in the middle of a yard or a field or walking or a parking lot and you go down, what in the world are you going to do? Well, here's what you're going to do. You're going to get to your hands and knees, however you can. You're going to put your toes under you. You're going to make them wide. You're going to push back into a rolling foot. That's what you're going to do. See that? So I can come from here to here by doing that and being strong enough in my upper body and my core to get to this point, and I'm up. See? I don't have to be yelling that I can't get up because I can get up. So that is the mechanics of really getting up when you have nothing around to help you. Okay? And we can practice that some more. In fact, that would be really good homework for you. Everybody loves homework, don't they?